posted anything, and I do apologize for that. I had my computer die on me. I actually have a lot of footage from my Let's Play that I was going to post, and there was a couple other videos I was working on, and now my subscription to my other thing ran out, so I'm going to actually go with Sony Vegas. I've been kind of not sure if I wanted to do that, so I'm doing the free trial. We'll see if I like the darn program. If I do, you'll see me using that. Alright, in other news, besides my computer failure, I do now have leather sheaths for this sword. And yes, they're customizable. This one is kind of just one I just did, based off of the Twilight Princess. I do have Ocarina of Time, Skyward Sword. You can do them as Dark Link if you want them that way. They're just a leather sheath, and this is just a band that connects onto a belt, so it can hold it. Doesn't really cost you too much for these. I am doing them by hand still, so it's about $125 for an actual leather sheath. I do guarantee my work, so you guys don't have to worry about if it breaks. I will fix it for free. I have no issue with doing that, unless you do something like really stupid and cut it in half or something. You never know what people nowadays. Anyway, you guys have also asked a little bit about this particular stone. This is a Swarovski Elements Fire Opal, and they don't make that stone anymore. I'm actually going to have to pull it as one of the ones that I had listed. I can get a hold of some, but they don't have the mirror backing that this one does, so they don't look correct. I attempted to do the mirror backing effect with some of the paint I got a hold of, but I cannot mimic whatever Swarovski's doing there. Also, I will be putting a diagram up as I talk here. The handle of this, somebody else asked for more detail on it. I am not tearing another one of these apart because, to be honest, there is a pin right up in here that holds the blade in, and you have to knock it out of place to get that blade out for me to show you what's going on. There's a weld mark at about, well, right where that stone sits. It's welding the rod for the rat tail on. It's only welded on one side. That comes up into this piece, which completely comes off. This is plastic, this is metal. This is also metal. It's kind of weird that they did plastic handle, but whatever. This is also metal up here, and it's got just a nut that's holding this piece down. So if you hear it rattling, it's probably this piece that came loose. It's not really the blade. I've seen somebody hit a tree with one of these, and they several times actually, and they still didn't break the sucker, so it's a pretty decent one. Also, this is the wood blade. Somebody asked me about that. As it comes to me, I do customize these, obviously. This gets taken off. I detail the sheath, detail this, because this is pretty blurry. Same thing with the shield. Stock shield. I am not making these by hand yet because I just don't have the time. I work 40 hours a week. You guys gotta be patient with me on that. I may attempt to do a wooden sheath instead of the leather one at a later date, but for now we're not doing that. Also, I got a new one that I have sitting back here that I'm testing for myself right now. I might make it available later. This is a heavier, as you can see, much thicker wood one. I'm actually a little impressed with this one. I have no idea how I'm going to make this look like an actual gemstone yet. I see that this is glued on, so I could probably separate it, but it's one of those things I'm still figuring out. I also have some chests that I will be putting out for you guys. I'm expanding my inventory, as you can tell. I'm into a lot of animes and whatnot, so I do have Hitsugai's sword as well. This one is not that impressive, to be honest. They have a cracked handle on it, which I'm going to see if I can't fix. It's okay. Actually, I think the sheath is actually the best part of this damn thing, but I figured I would expand into some other cosplay things a little bit. not too much. And I'm going to make my own personal shield. I don't know that I can get a hold of these regularly, but I did get a hold of one of these. It's a very flexible shield. It's a cheap ass shield, to be honest. And I don't think you can see it, but here, right here, actually is the most visible out of all of them. And right here, and up here, are all parts that snap loose, that were glued. And it's because the back on this is just flexible plastic. So this isn't the best made. I do like the design a little bit better, and that's why I'm going to put up with it. This is actually going to be my personal shield. I'm going to fiddle with it and see if I can't use it for something else. I'm actually going to be popping all this stuff off and dealing with it another way. For now, I'm not messing with it because I got too many freaking orders, which has been another reason why you haven't seen any videos from me. Right after Christmas is usually when all my orders died out. At least last year it was. Not this year. Apparently everybody's decided they want my stuff for cosplay and for the cons, so those happen in somewhere around, well, some of them start in April, all the way through September-ish. At least it's the ones I know of. There's probably more. But I had hoped to get ahead so I could actually go to one of the cons that actually occurs in Michigan. And there's also one that occurs in Ohio. But that ain't gonna happen this year. I cannot keep ahead. I'm not kidding you, 4 orders alone in January that I had to do. I ended up with 3 more in February, and I already had 3 for March. This is just the beginning of March. And I'm not even counting any of the orders for, like, the spiritual stones, which I'll put a picture of those up that I did, or the medallions that I sell. I did focus heavily on Legend of Zelda right now, but I actually do other things too, and I will be getting more into that later. You should see a couple of videos pop up from me fairly soon here, if I can actually figure out how to use the new program. I hate switching programs because each one operates just a little bit differently, but I'm hoping that this new program will allow me to not only be able to do some of the effects I'd like to do, which unfortunately AVS is too basic. It's like one step up from Microsoft's version of Movie Maker. It's just ridiculous, which I can't even use the new Movie Maker. I attempted to. I was totally confused by that, but anyway, you guys should see more soon. If you guys have any questions about anything I do, or about something that I might review or something, just go ahead and ask them in the comment section, or send me a PM, or whatever the internal messages are now on Google, who knows. But I will probably do a question and answer video if you need them. If not, I may just directly answer you out there. I can tell you where I get my products. I am not going to tell you exactly how I do the color changing paint, because it's the only thing I have as a one-up on some of these other guys. So you'll have to figure that out for yourself. I will be doing a video on the stages that the shields and swords go through. So you will see some of it there, but I am going to leave part of that out. So you're not going to see all of it. But you'll get close enough, basically. Also, if you guys ever want I guess a step-by-step on how to do some of the stuff, as far as how I put detail into things, I can do that as well. That will kind of get hit on in there, especially with these wood shields, because we all know that I obviously have to hand etch things into them because they look horrible otherwise. To be honest, I would like to make my own shields, and if I can get my business going enough, I will do that for you guys, but right now I have to do the pre-bought stuff. And there's been a secondary problem with the shields. I cannot find anywhere these. Without these handles, I'm kind of stuck. I can make my own. They're a pain in the ass, but I can make them. And I can do something like this, because I can get the parts for that. But it's difficult to get these made and have them made decently. These are all plastic, and they're nicer to grip. I mean, I could probably get a hold of some PVC pipe and somehow manage to do something on top with that, but right now I've been using wood dowels in place of that for the hand grips. I have not found these pieces to do the hanger, and I haven't found these pieces either yet. My guess is that they're actually used for something else and they got changed over to that. Also, one other thing, I do not make the belts that go with the wood set. I buy them. So, if anybody's asking about the pleather belts, well, it's pleather now instead of Naugahyde, I don't know. It's the same damn thing. It's a fake leather. It's a little easier to take care of than leather. With real leather, you actually do have to put some effort into it. Because eventually it will crack if you let it dry out. Also, I do not do metallic leather stuff right now, other than the gold and the silver. And there's a reason for that. Every time I run into a blue, I either have to have it as lambskin, which is not as tough, and it has to come from Italy for some godforsaken reason, which takes 4 weeks or more, or it flakes off, which I've had like 6 different tries with various metallics, and for whatever reason they just don't work. Also, I'm going to answer this right now because people have asked this. With the sheaths, they are different colors when you get them. This one is a medium blue that I did there. I have dark blue leather right now, and when I say dark blue, I mean dark blue. It is really dark. It was actually darker than I was expecting because their lighting didn't really tell me anything about it. And I have a lot of it because I buy it by the whole cow when I buy it. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's a lot cheaper to buy a big massive thing, especially when you're talking about something that's 36 inches long at the least on its blade. Because most pieces that you buy are less than 36. And I have to have enough there to actually make several sheaths at a decent price for you guys, otherwise the price is going to increase if I have to do that. Now there is one other thing I'm looking into with shields, and I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. I'm going to play with the new shield I got. If I can get a hold of more of those, because of the fact that I can pop those pieces off of there from the look of it, and we'll see how easy that is, I may actually just copy the pieces and make my own. And then I can actually do a leather shield for you guys. But for right now, we're just going to keep that as an idea that I'm going to toss out there. Let me know what you guys think of it. I don't really know if I'm going to do it or not at this point because it does take a lot of time. And I do work 40 plus hours during the week. Sometimes more. Some of that, I kid you not, I was working 7 days a week. I had like 60 hours in because they wanted me to do overtime every fucking day. And I ended up getting sick during that whole mess because it was 3 weeks solid of 7 days a week. Yeah, I didn't feel like working on nothing by the time I got home after a 10-hour shift. Anyway, those are my ideas and what I'm doing right now. If you guys have any questions about that or any questions about some of the videos I do or will be doing, let me know. If you have suggestions for future Let's Plays or anything else, let me know. I probably will get a video capture card eventually here. It's been kind of one of those things that get stuck on the back burner. If I have enough money, I'll get one. I'll put it that way. Probably not going to do any newer games yet as Let's Plays. I do have well, I'm going to say there's a couple of Pokemon related videos coming up here. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but there are 2 that are going to be coming up here. And one of them actually is a multi-faceted thing. It's not just Pokemon. It has to do with Pokemon, Digimon, and Monster Rancher. And if you don't know about Monster Rancher, it was very similar and came out at a similar time frame, but there's ironic things about the new Pokemon X and Y that kind of made me relook at those series altogether. In the past, anyway. We all know games change, and unfortunately, a lot of people don't react well to those changes. Also, if you guys are wondering what games I play, I'm gonna be posting a list. Probably a link to my list of what games I actually do play or have played, or will be playing, as in I have the game and haven't gotten around to it yet. Which would be like 15 different games. Yeah, I ended up with a bunch all at once. I kind of ended up with a giant lot. I was actually going for one game, and then I was like, well, I don't have the rest of those, so maybe I should just bid on this lot that's out here. And I didn't think I'd win it, but you never know nowadays. I actually got it for a decent amount of money, and I was quite happy with getting 15 games for under $100, so that's always helpful. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you all think, and I'll catch you guys later.